Can you imagine a one-man comedy show without one word spoken? Well, that's how Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin used to do it, and now Mark Indyk has gotten in on the act with his show, Wingman. Sometimes hear people say everything old is new again. That's more than true for performer Mark Indyk, who's inspired by the work of Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton.
I grew up on Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. Those are the movies that I watched as a kid. And then I went to clown college, and I know it's kind of crazy, it existed, and learned, you know, technique and skills and craft of this art form that's been passed down from generation to generation. So those are the tools that are in my toolbox. And I think what's really interesting about theater and physical comedy and clowning in particular, that it grows. You know, it's alive. Pop culture and pop references are in my shows, just like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton were talking about what's happening in their generations. And I think that's why this art form is so alive even now.
He transforms their style of humor and social commentary and applies it to today's world of social media, and never speaks a word.
I feel like social media, particularly like Facebook, for example, is its own theater. Do you know what I mean? Where we're our own directors, where we can put on our profile of what we're doing, who we are, what we like, and we can tell the world and other people what our story is. So then that's when I was like, well, I'm in theater and I really like theater, and here's this social media, its own theater. How can we put those two theaters together?
The concept blossomed when Mark realized he could use social media as his wingman to help his character find love in a fast-paced world where likes, tweets, and texts often substitute for real interpersonal communication.
Everything revolves around love and relationships, if you really think about it. I mean, just the way we're sitting here, we have a relationship going on right now.
We do.
You don't feel it?
I do a little.
You know, whether the relationship is love or the relationship is friendship or the relationship is I don't know you, you know, we're getting to know each other right now. Everything revolves around relationship. And social media is just another way to relate to people. And I think that's why this show is so powerful.
The large social media video screen on stage is the show's co-star and is interactive with both the performer and the audience.
We take down the fourth wall in theater and we've put up a fifth wall. So there is audience interaction where I'm actually bringing them up on stage, and then there's also audience interaction where we tell them to take their phones out at this moment so they can move the show forward by posting something, for example, on the wall. We have a Twitter feed, we have an Instagram feed. Through hashtags during the show, before the show, after the show, you can be part of the show itself, part of the conversation of the show, and it's projected live on the screen at the same time.
How does that affect your show? Because I would imagine every time you do it, it's slightly a little different.
For me, that's the really exciting part of the show, where anything can happen, you know? The show does have a narrative. There is a beginning, middle, and end. But within these beginning, middle, and ends, there's kind of room for more meat and potatoes to be put on the plate.
For the past 3 years, Mark's been working on the show, going through a repertoire of routines he cultivated as a physical comedian and professional circus and stage clown. When the routines worked, along with direct references from his personal life, Wingman was born.
I kind of gave myself the most impossible mission ever. I wanted to make a one-man show with no words and tell a story. I mean, it sounds impossible just saying it right now. But I think we've done a really good job. Sometimes when you build something, you don't really know what it is until it comes to life. And you go, oh my God, I didn't actually see it that way, but this makes much more sense now that it's come to life.
I'm Tinabeth Piña for Arts in the City.